guys, it's time for another episode of Damien Ruins Horror Movies. In case you're new, I'm Damien, and now that it is officially October, I'm going to try and run through as many Tubi movies that take place on Halloween as I can. It's Tubi Halloween. So they're going to be random, so if ever there was a time to subscribe, it is now. Because I'm going to drop them whenever I can. It's going to be totally random. I'm going to try something different. They're going to be shorter episodes. And I'm thinking about just watching them, then making a video, watch another one, making a video. I don't know yet. We'll see. And as always, this episode is brought to you by Cool Dude Inc. Go click the link in the notes and go check out some shirts. Let's get started. Tonight's movie is Talon Falls from 2017, directed by Joshua Shreve. Talon Falls is a real place. It's in Kentucky, and they do haunted house stuff, but it's not like what this movie is showing. It's more like escape rooms, and it sounds pretty cool. You just pay and you go in there. You're not really going to get killed. Oh, spoiler alert. But in this movie, there's two couples going on a road trip because they're going to go camping in October. Is it warmer in Kentucky in October than it is here? Although we've had warmer Octobers the last 20 years, but still, this October's not really like camping season. But there's Sean and Lindsay and Lance and Ryder. I'm assuming I had to figure out her name was Ryder because they do not say her name once in this whole film. They don't say anybody's name except for Lance. And then eventually Lindsay. I don't know. It's hard to figure out who's who. Along the way, they stop by a gas station to get gas and to piss if anybody needs to piss. And they meet the crazy clerk, the guy that works at the store. They meet the crazy guy that works at the store, and he's not creepy really, he's just fucking weird. But he points to his sign, he's like, if you guys are looking for something to do, check this out. And he shows them the Talon Falls sign, which is not too far away from where they are. So they're like, oh, we should go. Except Lindsay's not gonna want to go. But they talk her into it, and they head down. And as they're driving off, the guy that works at the gas station makes a phone call. They arrive after dark, and there's tons of people and a lot of loud music. Lindsay stays in the car because she has no interest in going. She's just kind of being stubborn and pouting. She's like, oh, I'm just going to wait here until you guys come back. So they're like, all right. So they leave her. And she's in the car for a while. She sees this weird dude looking in at her, and she just starts getting creeped out. She's like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go to the house. It's said that there's going to be an hour wait in the line, but one of the creepy workers comes up, and he's like, hey, you know what? Don't tell anybody, but I'll give you this bracelet, and you can cut right to the front. So he gives them bracelets, and they put them on, and they go right to the front. Inside is a maze of horror where you can look into the little rooms and see people being tortured. And after a while, the couples get separated, so Lance and Ryder start making out. Then she hears something and thinks she sees something, so she's like, we should go check it out. What was that? So they start wandering around, and Lance finds the security room full of videotapes. What is it with Lance and fucking videotapes, man? He found some at the Minute Mart where they're getting gas. Now he's found some here. And he starts flipping through the channels. There's like a surveillance channel on the TVs that shows different areas of the house because it's all on film. And he finds the feed that's got Sean and Lindsay. He's like, hey, look, there's Sean and Lindsay. And then he sees them both get whacked in the head. It looks like they get killed. Then he gets tranquilized, and him and Ryder get captured. And Ryder and Sean have the same name in real life. I wonder if they're brother and sister. But at the same time, that's always annoying. Like, you're walking with somebody, and they're like, oh, are you guys brothers? It's like, who gives it? Why do you care? Who cares if we're brothers? So Ryder finds herself waking up in a cage, and not too far away is Sean and Lindsay and some other dude, some bald dude, and there's some dogs outside of the cages. And she's like, oh wow, you guys are alive, cool. But they're trapped. And where the hell is Lance? But the bald guy gives us the reveal. Everything that they've seen is real. There's people really in those rooms getting tortured and killed. And it's all being televised like some weird fucking reality show. And being in a cage implies that you're next. And that's a job that I would want, is to be the guy handing out the bracelets, just looking for people outside of the house, looking for the douchiest fucks I can find and being like, hey, here's a bracelet, you can go in right now. And just getting douchebags killed. That's a good job. But the bald guy has an escape plan if one of them can just distract the dogs. And one of the fat workers comes in and takes Sean, puts him in a little room and tortures him while people watch. And we get a toenail scene. Meanwhile, the bald guy's plan works and he frees the girls, but the dog gets him. And as the girls walk, they get a grasp of how many people have been captured. There's a lot. These guys have been doing this for a really long time. And now suddenly that whole safety in numbers feeling you had at the beginning of the movie while they were waiting to get in the house doesn't really feel like safety. They find a room where somebody's being electrocuted. It's Lance, which is kind of karma for the guy that he was electrocuting earlier in this movie when he thought this was all fake. Ryder tries to save him. She grabs him, and just then one of the pigmen come up and pull the lever and electrocute them both. So Lindsay, now that Lindsay knows, okay, Sean is basically dead, these two are dead, she gets that whole I can run without looking back, and she takes off. But the pigman is after her. But she makes it out of the house, and she's running down the road, and she flags down a car. And we see that this ending is what we already saw, because the movie opens with this scene of her escaping and getting picked up by this kind of creepy trucker guy. And he takes her to a hospital. And it seems like she escaped until they strap her to a chair and they're getting ready to take care of her, and all of a sudden a curtain opens and she can see people looking in. And we get the little twist. She's back inside the house, which was kind of a cool little ending. And maybe that's why they Lifetime movie the ending into the beginning, so you think, oh, this is where she escapes. Here's what happened up until then, and it looks like she got away, because she looks like, Sally in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, getting in a car and going to safety and living disturbed ever after. But no, she's back in the house. I like the twist. It was kind of that whole this would fucking suck ending. What makes this film scary is if you've ever been to a haunted house, or if you're getting ready to go to a haunted house. That's a good time to watch this movie. It's if tomorrow we're going to a haunted house, let's watch Talon Falls tonight. Because I went to a haunted house a couple years ago and it had this feeling. I remember thinking you know what, they could, if they wanted to in here, they could really kill people. Haunted houses kind of have that carnival ride dread to them. The Gilligan Award goes to Lance, because he was the idiot who was all crunk about going into the haunted house in the first place, and I just flat out never really liked him from the get-go. Survival tips, there are none. What am I supposed to say? Don't go into haunted houses? Don't make out with your girlfriend? Stay home? Come on. I'm trying to give you real practical advice, not turn you into a bunch of shut-ins. That's it for this episode. I will see you guys next time.